Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here taking your calls at 270-9933. You survived the weekend over there?
I did. It was craziness.
A little busy.
Yeah.
And you're here to say
madness.
And you're here to say you can have flowers in the shade.
Yes. So these are some of my favorite annual flowers for shady areas. So we've got some fuchsia. And this is a fuchsia as well, with these really bright leaves, some nice coleus, and some really pretty begonias.
That's a begonia?
That is a begonia. Isn't that cool? Looks a little hibiscus-y, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the phones. It's time to get out in the garden. We'll start with Richard from Baraboo. Hi, Richard.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I was just wondering, do the bell peppers that they sell as red bell peppers turn red faster than the normal green bell peppers? And do I have to keep them separate in the garden? And also, if I put in yellow beans, do I have to keep them separate from the green beans?
Okay, so you don't have to keep anything separate, beans or peppers. A lot of times, the pepper varieties like King of the North, and there's another one that's a bell pepper, it starts off as green, and if you leave them on the plants, they will mature to red. The ones that are yellow or orange are a little bit different varieties, but a red bell pepper is just a more ripe green bell pepper.
Is it really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But the greens and the yellows.
The yellows and the oranges are different ones. And I think there are some that are just red, but for the most part, the green ones will turn red.
And the bean thing?
The bean thing, they're fine.
Okay.
They won't bother each other at all.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
Eileen from Oregon. Hi, Eileen.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I have some Stella Doro, if I'm pronouncing it right, daylilies that are probably around 5 years old. They're in a sunny spot, but they've never bloomed very well. And I was just wondering if you have any tips on what I can do.
Stellas are pretty easy to take care of daylilies. They have an ever-blooming habit, so they will keep throwing off flower stems for an extended period. Daylilies can also take some shade. I have some that in my front yard, not Stellas, but that get maybe 4 or 5 hours of sun. They're right along the street, and they flower every year. I'm wondering if maybe they need to be divided. Lilies will get quite big and congested after a while, so they're pretty easy to divide. If you just dig up the clumps and kind of slice them in bits with a sharp shovel and then replant them, they might just be overcrowding themselves.
Okay, let's go to Donna from Loganville. Hi, Donna.
Yes, hi. I have a question. I want to transplant some daffodils and put in some bushes and rearrange things. When is a good time to transplant them? Do I have to wait for them to die down, or they're done blooming now?
So now that they're done blooming, cut back the spent flowers and wait until the foliage starts to yellow, and that might be a few weeks. Then when that happens, you can cut that foliage off, take them out, rearrange your garden, and either replant them, or if you want to, you can store them in a cool, dry place and then replant them in the fall.
But let that green on, because
But you got to let that green on to develop energy for flowers for next year.
Okay, Wally at Madison. Hi, Wally.
Hi there. I have some evergreen shrubs, and I want to trim them up. And I've noticed that over the last week, the shrubs are exhibiting browning, and there's no new growth yet. But I want to know how I can trim it up, and also how far back can I trim them.
Okay.
Different evergreens have different ways that you prune them. But the general rule of thumb is that you want to prune shearing evergreens in late June or early July. So they all grow on the tips. I'm not surprised that you're not seeing new growth yet. It's kind of early. The weather's been cool. Also, if browning that you're seeing is on the inside, that's probably just the regular annual evergreen shed and not anything to worry about. If you want to know specifically, send some photos to the plant desk at brucecompany.com, and we will advise you on your specific evergreen types.
Yeah, it seems some winter kill on the evergreens.
On a lot of things, yes.
All right, that's our time. If you're on the line, stay there. Lisa, we'll talk to you off the air. We'll see you next time.
Yep.
And Chris.